ladies and gentlemen, Doja Cat. It's been a long time since you saw Patch Buffs. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and hey, it's the mid-month patch notes for Carnage Tier 4? Probably yes. Let's check it out here. Carnage is getting a brand new uniform. Yay! All these skill effects and changes and cool stuff. Nice! He's also getting a Tier 4. Wow! That's crazy. We also have an artifact for Carnage. Woo! And bing bong! Gore, the disturbing stuff I was singing about at the beginning of the video. Gore is going to get some skill improvements. On the right side in the pink. We did it. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody watching, we did it. I'm so proud of you. I should have said this at the beginning of the video. I'll probably have to splice this in and just repeat myself. But I am super duper proud of all of you. And then Gore's icon is getting a revamp. They're adding some shadows and some highlights, making him look more menacing, less like a chud, and less like Vision's emaciated brother. So really cool stuff in the patch notes here. Let's get into it. First off, we have Carnage's new uniform to go along with his Tier 4 upgrade. His uniform does seem quite spicy, definitely leaning towards PvP, but we'll have to wait and see just how much that matters, because he has a lot of weapons that you can use in PvE. Let's talk about it. So his uniform effect is increasing his HP by 30%. This is a brand new effect. He's keeping the increased crit damage, which is very nice. So that means that his crit damage will be able to spike up to 300% if you have it capped at 200%. This is a very good PvE effect because bigger crits mean bigger numbers. Bigger numbers means more damage. His ultimate ability is also getting some additional buffs. I don't see too many here besides the one here. Increases charge rate of accumulate true damage. Now this one is important because they're swapping his accumulation. In the video that I released yesterday, which you all watched, because you're avid supporters, we detailed how the 1% accumulation on Carnage's 5th skill is really clutch. They are changing that. They are moving his accumulation from his 5th skill to his 3rd skill. And instead of making it damage dealt and 1%, they are making it damage received, so damage the damage that Carnage takes, and 15%. Now this is important for a few reasons. One, this hints at his redevelopment into PvP, because usually characters that take damage and then buff their own damage are PvP characters. Characters like Luke Cage, characters like Dr. Doom. There are obviously some that don't fit that bill, like Sharon Rogers and Shadow Shell, but those are sort of besides the point. However, Sharon Rogers is a really good example of why, and Dr. Doom is as well, why the damage taken accumulation doesn't exclusively value the character for PvP. Carnage can still be really good for PvE with this accumulation if you can get hit. That's obviously a big if, but seeing how the newer World Boss Legends just hit you right through your iframes and things, especially Gore, this could make Carnage insanely good versus Gore, because he will be able to consistently trigger this maximum amount of accumulation. And if you guys don't know, this 15% is for every 1% of damage taken up to 15% of his max HP, which means that his basic attack can be buffed up to 225%, because it's 15 times 15, which is disgustingly high, which is what makes characters like Sharon Rogers, etc. so powerful, even nowadays, since their uniforms are a year old. He also has a heal on his 3rd skill now. His 3rd skill now also has iframe ignore, and it has the blobs that fall off that allow you to heal. Yeah. Then his 4th skill has 90% penetration, as well as a frenzy buff. Yeah, and immunity. And then his 5th skill has bleed, stun, fear, snare, paralysis, every skill under the book. And then a heal. He's got 2 heals. And then he's got invincibility and an 80% damage proc. So Carnage is basically throwing the entire kitchen sink at you now. And I expect him to be very meta for both PvE and PvP. Oh, did I mention his Tier 2 passive is giving him 40% damage reduction and guard break immunity and immunity to bleed, guaranteed crit rate along with crit damage, which makes it easier to cap those stats, even if you're giving him something like a rage. Also, his leadership is being completely redesigned. Now, I actually don't even know what Carnage's old leadership is. I'm looking it up right now, and it is all allies get crit rate and crit damage. It's actually very bad. This is a very old leadership from a long time ago. They are completely redesigning it. It is going to be a PvP symbiote leadership. That's right. Applies to symbiote allies only. So I'm talking Gwenom, you know, Miles Morales, Venom, Carnageized, whatever. Venom, obviously, Agent Venom, Scream, Silence, Toxin. Those symbiote allies, when they are debuffed, remove all debuffs and increase the defense by 30%. This is really, really nice. If you want to, if you are a true symbiote simp, then you can go ahead and make a team. Carnage Elite, plus Venom, plus Agent Venom, let's say. And you can do a full symbiote PvP team. Probably not the best team for timeline battle. Could be good for Alliance Conquest. Would be very thematic and cute. I just wanted to point that out. Very cool. I think this is a 10 out of 10 rework for Carnage here. 10 out of 10. He's absolutely going to be tested in PvP by the looks of it, but he could be very good for PvE as well. And this is the first villain we're getting, the first true villain that we're getting for PvE that's tier 4able. Okay, so that's important because he has the pure ability, the pure evil ability, not the pure healing. He has the pure evil ability. Okay, and this pure evil ability with the little skull means that he can do the pure evil restriction World Boss Legend stages. That's important because, for example, GORR, actually not GORR, I think it's Ultron. Ultron at 55 requires pure evil. So yeah, you'll be able to climb with Carnage. Very, very cool. So yeah, I'm really happy with Carnage's buffs, but it doesn't stop there. No. His tier 4 skill, check it out. When you use the tier 4 skill, when the striker skill is used, he heals equal to 10% of the damage he deals, or damage dealt. This is a little bit unclear. It's either the damage he deals or the damage that was dealt to him. I don't know, but it's cool. He can recover up to 10% of his HP in one heal, and that can reactivate after 0.3 seconds. So potentially, if he's taking a lot of damage or if he's dealing a lot of damage, again, this is a bit unclear, he could heal 30% per second. 30% per second for 10 seconds. Yeah, so he can heal like, whatever, 300, over 300. It's actually a little bit more than 300% because it'll trigger at 0.9 and 0.2, and then 0.5 and 0.8, and, you know, 2.1. And then you get, I think it actually, no, I think it's still, anyways, he'll heal a lot. I'm not going to do the math, but an interesting thing here is it also has an offensive component, increases basic damage by 25%, not his attack. Very important here. There's a difference between attack and damage. The wording is different, and it stacks up to 75%. So yeah, very nice ability. Seems to be sort of like Moon Knight's a tier 4 skill. So that should be good. He's also getting an artifact, again for PvP. He has the Null passive artifact. This is the same artifact that Hela, Wolverine, Mr. Sinister have. When their HP is below 5%, you cannot kill them. They have a 1 HP limiter. And then at the end, they will heal anywhere from 10% for a 3-star artifact up to 50% for a 6-star artifact. And then he will heal additional HP equal to 0.5 of his total instinct. So what that means is if you have a tier 4 Carnage, and you have a 6-star artifact, he will heal an additional 3,500 times 0.005. He will heal an additional 17.5%, which means instead of healing 50%, he will heal almost 70%. So he almost goes back to full HP. Very strong. So Carnage looking very, very spicy, very cool. Now, drum roll, let's get to GORR. Really like the visual improvements here. I know, jokes aside about vision and emaciation, he does look a lot better. He looks a lot more menacing now. He looks a lot more like a villain. I think these are excellent changes. And I want to highlight, we very rarely see these kinds of changes. Very rarely. So obviously, they are taking this quite seriously, and I can actually appreciate that because it's important, right? The character not only has to play a certain way, but they also have to look a certain way to match the Marvel, you know, pantheon that it's taken from, but also so that the players feel like you're playing as the character, right? If you don't have that iconic snap in Iron Man's 5th skill with his endgame uniform, it's not going to feel like Tony, right? If Captain America doesn't have Mjolnir, it's not going to feel like Captain America, right? At least from Endgame. Since then, we've gone in a totally different direction for Captain America, but that's besides the point. Anyways, As far as the buffs for Gore goes, the highlight here is that he's getting iframe ignore. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody watching, we did it. I'm so proud of you. I should have said this at the beginning of the video. I'll probably have to splice this in and just repeat myself. But I am super duper proud of all of you who helped out posting on social media, buff Gore, etc. There's so many messages that I could not quote them all. But really, this would not be possible. This part of the video, this moment in time would not be possible if it weren't for all of you. So fantastic work. So proud of this community. We've kept this game going for 7+ years, and we not only have kept it going, but we've made it better in the process. So you really should take the lion's share of the congratulations on this one. So he's getting iframe ignore on his second skill. They're also moving his penetration from his first skill, which made no sense, over to his second skill. So now he has a very lethal combo attack where he both penetrates your iframe and penetrates your super armor, barrier, invincibility, immunity. This is akin, very similar to Adam Warlock's second skill. And note, it's also the second skill of Gore's. And it also has a very short 8-second cooldown, which would be basically spammed every 4 seconds. So that's a pretty strong buff. However, they're also increasing the damage a little bit, from 72% of his physical to 80%. However, that's not all. They're increasing the buff on his tier 3 skill from 25% for 9 seconds to 40% for 9 seconds. That's okay. They're also increasing the damage on most of his skills by, anywhere from, this is like from 70% to 80%, from 95% to 98%, and then his accumulation is getting a 2-second increase. Instead of 7 seconds, it's 9 seconds. These may seem like really small buffs, but again, seeing how detailed they were with this change here and seeing how well they buffed the rest of his kit, I'm guessing they actually spent some time to test him out. And they don't want to make him so overpowered that he just completely ruins the existing meta, right? We wanted Gore to be improved and buffed, absolutely. We don't want them to overbuff him to the point where anyone who recently built Thanos, Hulk tier 4 for PvP, Adam Warlock, Emma Frost, they just have to throw them all in the trash because it's just the Gore show, right? So listen, balancing, I can respect that balancing is a very difficult part of game design, probably one of the most difficult, especially for a game that's been around for 7 years and has over 250 characters and over like 700 characters if you consider all the uniforms, or 600, right? I can appreciate that it's difficult and that it's better to take steps like this rather than buffing too much and then having to nerf. We hate nerfs, Hulk tier 4 pending, and so I would rather this than over buffing. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. So proud of all of you watching. Really nice to see this happen. I wish it would happen more. RIP to Storm's movement speed, but I still think that it's done well enough. Like, there's definitely no doubt in my mind that they are listening to us. So yeah, those are the bulk of the patch notes here. There's some other improvements and changes, some bug fixes. Generally speaking, these are focused around Alliance Battle Legend because of all of the issues with the new game mode. So if you haven't had the best experience there, I would take note of these changes so that you have a better experience. I haven't had any bugs to happen per se, but some issues with today's best score not being updated. So you beat your personal best, and then it doesn't get updated, so you're not getting those improved rewards, or you're not getting that recognition from your alliance or whatever. Pretty annoying. The tips in certain languages being fixed. The 4th skill projectile on Agent Venom wasn't working. So someone sent me a video, actually. I didn't make a video responding to it, but someone sent me a video of their solo run of Agent Venom's new uniform in GBR, and they were using the 4th skill, and it wasn't doing any damage to Dormammu. It's not because he sucks. It's because there was a targeting issue. So the attack will continue, and it'll do more damage. This should probably buff Agent Venom a little bit. We'll probably take a look at him again. And then the issue of heroes not appearing in the skill SFX or VFX. So like Baron Mordo not appearing in Klea's Awakening skill, Caecilius not appearing in Mordo's, etc. That is being fixed as well. No word yet on the Hulk nerf. So we'll have to keep our eyes and ears peeled. Perhaps they're just sliding it in, and we'll notice after the patch, or perhaps it's going to happen, in October with the next full update. Or yeah, we're in October with the next full update. Now, when you can expect this update to land is tonight. It's going to be a rolling patch. The patch is going to be applied in waves starting at 8 p.m. Pacific. That is 11 p.m. Eastern time. So very late at night tonight. For most of you in the rest of the world, this is happening Wednesday morning. Again, you're not going to have to wait for the game to come out of maintenance. You're just going to open up the game at some point, and it's going to prompt you to download the patch. Okay? So I'm going to be live on Twitch at 11 p.m., ready to download the patch. These updates actually lately have been a little bit early. So I'll probably be a little bit early, 10:30, let's say, 10:30 p.m., about 13 and a half hours after this video drops, and we will check it out together on Twitch. Actually, should we do it on Twitch? Maybe we'll stream on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Catch you guys later for the live stream. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.